Thinking about trading snow shovels for sandy beaches and sunshine, or dreaming of a laid back coastal lifestyle with a dash of culture and golf on the side? Welcome to Sarasota, Florida, one of the best places to live in the US. In this video, we're diving into the ultimate guide to relocating to Sarasota. I'm talking about everything from neighborhoods, cost of living, home prices, lifestyle, even the pros and cons that no one else will tell you. Stick around whether you're retiring or just looking for a life upgrade. This deep dive will give you everything you need to know about moving to Sarasota. Hey guys, I'm Ryan Zachos here, Sarasota real estate broker and your local expert as I was born and raised right here in Sarasota. I've helped countless people make the move to Florida's Gulf Coast, and today I'm here to help you. This video is packed with value. We'll explore Sarasota's vibe, break down the best neighborhoods, talk about the cost of living, schools, healthcare, things to do, pros and cons, you name it, and by the end, you'll feel like a local already. Before we jump in, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more in-depth Florida relocation guides. It really helps and ensures you won't miss future videos and living your best life in the Sunshine State. Also, drop a comment if you have any questions during the video. Shoot me a text, an email, comment. I love helping out and to be a resource for you in this relocation journey. Let's get started on this journey to Sarasota. First up, what is Sarasota all about, and why is everyone from young families to retirees raving about it? Sarasota, Florida is a vibrant city on the Gulf Coast, known for its stunning white sand beaches, lively art scene, and an easygoing coastal vibe. Located about an hour south of Tampa, Sarasota offers big city amenities and a more relaxed package. Here you get the best of both worlds, the cultural and dining options of a city, but with a laid-back beach town atmosphere that lets you breathe. It is no wonder that Sarasota County consistently ranks among America's top places to live. Now let's talk about climate for a second. Sarasota has a humid subtropical climate, meaning warm, sunny winters and hot, humid summers. Winters are absolutely gorgeous though, highs in the 70s and plenty of sunshine, which is why so many snowbirds flock here. But summers can be hot, 90 degrees with high humidity. It's our rainy season, afternoon thunderstorms to cool things off. But the upside, if you're relocating from the north, you can kiss the snow goodbye forever. Just be prepared for that summer heat, but hey, that's what pools in the Gulf of Mexico are for. Speaking of the Gulf, Sarasota is right on the water. The county boasts miles of coastline and barrier islands. Ever heard of Siesta Key? Its sand is powdery white quartz, famously cool on your feet, and it's voted the #1 beach in the US what seems like every single year. That's just one of several beaches though. We have Lido, we have Longboat, we have Venice, and so much more. Nokomis Beach, Anna Maria just north. There's so much more. If you love boating or fishing, you'll find marinas and fishing piers up and down the coast. Basically, if it involves sun and water, Sarasota's got you covered. Now, population and vibe. Sarasota County has about 500,000 full-time residents, plus a seasonal influx of about 85,000-ish snowbirds in the winter. The median age is about 58. In recent years, more young professionals and families have discovered Sarasota's charms, adding a fresh energy. So while you definitely find a strong retiree community, which is great, there's also a growing mix of ages, which I absolutely love. That means that new restaurants, festivals, and that dynamic feel is not just a destination for retirees. In fact, Sarasota is often called Florida's cultural coast for its art scene, and you'll see both retirees and younger folks mingling at the theater or farmers market alike. The quality of life here is exceptional. You've got excellent healthcare. You have Sarasota Memorial Hospital. It's award-winning and it's expanding constantly. Low taxes, more on that later. Florida has no state income tax, which is awesome, and strong sense of community. It's big enough to have all the conveniences, an international airport, massive shopping malls and UTC, every big box store you need, but small enough that you often bump into someone you know at the grocery store. Southern hospitality with a coastal twist, as I like to say. Location-wise, when we say Sarasota, we often mean the broader area of Sarasota County, which includes the city of Sarasota, which is downtown where I'm sitting now, plus nearby cities like Venice, Northport, Lakewood Ranch, etc. And just north of Sarasota County is Manatee County, where Lakewood Ranch is primarily located, and now it has bled into that waterside district, which is in Sarasota County as well. But this guide will cover the whole Sarasota area, not just downtown. So we'll reference Sarasota, we're referencing the whole area. And now that you have the big picture, let's zoom into the neighborhoods and areas to choose from. Sarasota has a variety of lifestyles, whether you want a downtown condo, a beachfront bungalow, or a suburban home near golf courses. There's something for everyone. Let's break down some of the most popular areas. Sarasota real estate is all about matching your lifestyle to the right neighborhood. I'm going to highlight some of the standout areas. There's obviously something for everyone if you're looking for real estate in the Sarasota area. But let's start with downtown Sarasota. If you crave an urban lifestyle with everything at your doorstep, downtown Sarasota is calling your name. Downtown is the cultural and social heart of the city. Think condos with bay views, walkable street, and never a dull moment. Retirees and empty nesters love downtown for its convenience. You can walk or take a short Uber or scooter to dozens of these restaurants, art galleries, theaters, shops, catch a show at the opera, the Sarasota Opera House, or play at Florida Studio Theater, then grab dinner at Owens or at a sidewalk cafe on Main Street. It's all right here in downtown Sarasota. Downtown Sarasota has undergone a renaissance over the past decade. The skyline is dotted with modern high rises and historic buildings, housing trendy lofts. You'll find luxury condos, some penthouses, or these beautiful condos pushing into the multi-millions, as well as other modest options. Living downtown means you're close to Bayfront Park, great for morning walks, or Marina by Marina Jack, and the iconic Ringling Bridge, which I love to walk or ride the bike or even jog over. That connects downtown Sarasota to Lido Key and St. Armand Circle. It's a popular spot again for walking and jogging. There's also a weekly farmers market right here in downtown, and there's frequently festivals in town, so it's so lively and such an upbeat town. What is downtown ideal for? I'd say retirees and young professionals who want to be in the center of action. If you love dining out or arts, maybe you want to downsize from a bigger suburban home to a maintenance-free condo, this is a great spot. Plus, no need to drive everywhere. A big plus if you want to park the car and enjoy a walkable lifestyle. One thing to note, downtown living can be pricier per square foot as it's a prime location, and you'll have some traffic in season and occasional noise from events, obviously, if you're downtown near all the nightlife and things that are going on festival-wise and whatever else. Many folks find that a great trade-off for the convenience and the vibrancy. As an insider note, parking is generally easy with garages and lots, and many condos include parking in and of themselves. Also, downtown's waterfront area is undergoing improvements, a project called the Bay Park, which will add even more green space and attractions along Sarasota Bay. So downtown is only getting better. Next, let's dive into Lakewood Ranch. Lakewood Ranch is where I currently call home, and it's not just a neighborhood, but a giant master planned community that's practically a city all in and of itself. In fact, Lakewood Ranch consistently ranks as one of the top selling master planned communities in the US. It sprawls across the northeast part of the Sarasota County area, straddling Sarasota and Manatee counties, with most of it being in Manatee County, and offers villages of homes for literally anyone in every stage of life. What's the vibe? Think suburban paradise with a modern flair. Lakewood Ranch is known for its newer homes, many built in the last 10 to 20 years. The oldest community in Lakewood Ranch was built in the mid-90s, so relatively everything is new, and there's over 20 new construction communities in and by itself. We'll dive into that here in a little bit, but beautiful maintained landscapes, golf courses, tons of amenities. There are community parks, walking trails over 100 miles, golf and community clubs, shopping centers, and even downtown style areas called Waterside Place on the Sarasota side and Lakewood Ranch Main Street with restaurants and movie theater and shops. It's very much a self-contained community that you could live, work, and play all in Lakewood Ranch without leaving. Lakewood Ranch is appealing if you want a newer, easy maintenance home. And typically no fixer-uppers are needed unless you're in one of those older communities in Lakewood Ranch, but it is a very social community. There's a community for every buyer demographic and every lifestyle. For example, there are a couple 55 plus communities with Lakewood Ranch, like Del Webb, Crestwind, and now there's a brand new Del Webb Catalina that just opened up as well. They offer resort style pools, clubhouses, activities specifically for active older adults in those communities. In the all age neighborhoods, you'll find plenty of retirees amongst the residents, especially since a lot of folks move here to be closer to grandkids who live in Lakewood Ranch with their families. It's a very family friendly area with top rated schools, which is a plus if you have grandkids in tow or just want a vibrant multi-generational feel. The average age, or the median age for Lakewood Ranch, is about 10 years younger than Sarasota and significantly lower than Venice, and even as you go further south. One huge draw is that Lakewood Ranch is safe, it's clean, it's modern, planning is top-notch. Many communities are gated, landscaping is immaculate, there are lakes and nature preserves dotted throughout the whole entire community of Lakewood Ranch. We're used to planned communities up north, think the villages, but more mixed age or large suburban developments, you'll feel right at home in Lakewood Ranch. A couple of things to consider. Lakewood Ranch is inland, about 20 to 40 minute drive depending on where you're at in Lakewood Ranch. Because it's spread out, you'll be driving to get around within Lakewood Ranch itself, so to the grocery store. If you want to go to Main Street or Waterside, it's a drive. You can't just walk unless you're living right there in that area. The traffic inside Lakewood Ranch is usually smooth as it was well designed and well planned. It's growing super fast, so you might see construction of new homes and roads. Overall, Lakewood Ranch is ideal if you want new construction lots of amenities, and a great community vibe. It is known for its active lifestyle, golf cart friendly, social clubs. It's suburban living done right. If Lakewood Ranch piques your interest, let me know. I have a full relocation guide on Lakewood Ranch that I can send. I'm also getting ready to launch the most extensive video that exists on Lakewood Ranch. It includes every neighborhood, yes, all 50 plus neighborhoods in the coming weeks. You'll see that here on YouTube. It will help you determine the best neighborhood for your lifestyle. Now let's talk about island living. Siesta Key and the Barrier Islands is what I'm going to talk about. If your Florida dream involves hearing waves, feeling Gulf breezes from your porch, Siesta Key or another barrier island might be the spot for you. These barrier islands are just offshore from Sarasota, accessible by bridges. Siesta is famous for its world-class beach, as I mentioned earlier. It has wide, expansive beach access, sugar sand, turquoise water, and you'll understand why it is often ranked #1 in the whole entire country. Living on a barrier island means that you are steps away from the beach, no matter where you are on any of these islands. On Siesta, there's charming little village, Siesta Key Village, with casual beach bars, seafood restaurants, and shops. Very flip-flop friendly and fun. Imagine grabbing a coffee and strolling the beach every morning, or gathering with neighbors for the famous Siesta Sun Drum Circle on the public beach. It's vacation lifestyle done all year. Housing in the Barrier Islands range from funky old beach cottages and 1970s condos to modern waterfront mansions. Many retirees here opt for condos on the beach, a few condo complexes, some 55 plus, and many allowing short-term rentals, which could be a perk if you want to rent out your place and make some income part of the year. Single-family homes are often on canals or the bay, golf, and can be very pricey, but there are also some inland homes off the water that are relatively more affordable for being on the key. Pros of island living, the obvious, the beach lifestyle. It's like being on a permanent vacation. You also have a tight-knit community of locals who love the island. There's even a free trolley that runs the length of Siesta Key. There's also a trolley that runs from downtown Sarasota to Lido as well. Handy if you don't want to just drive to the village or the beach. Now the cons, because it's so desirable, real estate prices are high. And during tourist season, the islands get busy. Expect traffic getting on and off the bridges at peak times and lots of visitors at the beach access points as well. If you're retired, you can plan around peak times. That is, do your grocery run on the mainland at off hours, enjoy the beach on weekdays, and just work around kind of the tourism schedule. Some folks don't love the tourist influx, but others enjoy the energy that it brings, especially on like Siesta. Also, note that the island living means being in a flood hurricane evacuation zone, something to keep in mind for insurance and preparations. The barrier islands are perfect if you say, I moved to Florida for the beach, so I want to live at the beach. It delivers that in spades. Every evening, you can catch a spectacular sunset over the Gulf. Truly priceless. Let's explore Palmer Ranch. Palmer Ranch is a large master plan community in the southern part of Sarasota. It's south of downtown, it's east of Siesta Key, and it's not just a single neighborhood like Lakewood Ranch, but it's a collection of many subdivisions. Over 30 neighborhoods that collectively make up one of Sarasota's most popular master plan communities for residential living. Palmer Ranch is known for its beautiful, well-kept neighborhoods and convenience. Many of the homes were built from the 1990s through the 2010s. So you get fairly modern construction, newer than much of old Sarasota. The housing options include single-family homes, maintenance-free villas, condos, and then it includes communities like the Village Walk, Sand Hill Preserve, and there's even new construction options in the south part of Palmer Ranch like Talon Preserve, which is a great popular community. The area is anchored by the Legacy Country Club of TPC Prestantia. It's a gated golf community. It's obviously a great community for golf enthusiasts. Why do people love Palmer Ranch? Location, 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 like they talk about in real estate. It's about a 15-minute drive to Siesta without having those island prices. You have quick access to US 41, I-75, makes it easier to shoot downtown or shoot to Venice. There's a huge new shopping complex they are currently building in Sarasota Square Mall area. They're demoing it, and it has a Costco, restaurants, and there's a ton of stuff around it. And also the Legacy Trail. It's an amazing walking, biking trail that goes right past Palmer Ranch, right through Palmer Ranch. It connects all the way from Sarasota, downtown Sarasota, to historic downtown Venice. Now for retirees, Palmer Ranch offers low maintenance living with a suburban feel. Many communities have lawn care provided, gated security, community pools, and an active social calendar as well, just like you would find in Lakewood Ranch. You can find a nice 3-bedroom single family home or a spacious villa without the sky-high price tag of being right on the water. Yards are smaller and easier to care for, typically. Also, being on mainland, you're in a better spot during storms because most of Palmer Ranch is not in a flood zone. One of the area's crown jewels for nature lovers is Oscar Scheer Park, just to the south. And then you have Myakka River State Park, that is a short drive east. They are both great for bird watching, walking trails, even spotting gators. Still be only a short drive into downtown Sarasota or downtown Venice for any of the performing arts that you might want to watch. In short, Palmer Ranch has the convenience, has the community. It's very popular for both retirees and working families. Many of the neighborhoods are lively but not rowdy. If you want a modern home close to everything and perhaps a golf or country club lifestyle, put Palmer Ranch on your list. Now, you might hear locals mention west of the trail as a sought-after area. This refers to the neighborhoods west of US 41 Tamiami Trail in Sarasota between downtown and the south bridge of Siesta Key Point. So why is west of the trail special? Two words: location and charm. West of the trail is basically old Sarasota's prime residential area. It's close to the bay, some homes even on the bay or on the water. It's minutes from downtown and right by key amenities like Sarasota Memorial Hospital, one of Florida's best hospitals, nationally ranked in multiple specialties. Also, being west of 41 means that you don't have to cross the busy highway to get to downtown or to the water. You're already on the most desirable side of Sarasota. Neighborhoods here such as Harbor Acres, McClellan Park, Southside Village, which is a little downtown quaint area, Cherokee Park, are filled with historic homes, some of my favorite neighborhoods in all of Sarasota. Most of these homes date back to the 1920s even, and you'll have these revival bungalows, but then you also have these modern urban new construction infills that are luxury homes that are kind of tucked away on these hidden quiet streets. You'll see everything from these bayfront mansions to, again, historic little bungalows in this area. It's a mix united by a high price tag for the land, as this is, of course, this is prime real estate here in Sarasota. West of the trail is great if you want to be in an established upscale neighborhood with a bit of old Florida charm. You can drive 5 minutes to downtown's opera or restaurants, 10 minutes to Siesta Key's beach, or just stroll around your neighborhood to local favorites. In the Southside Village area, which I mentioned earlier near Hillview, you got Morton's Market, a gourmet grocer, cafes, pubs. It's literally like a mini village in and of itself. And guess what's right there? Southside Elementary, one of Sarasota's top elementary schools, which adds the neighborhood feel, seeing families out and about, and helps property values as well. A perk for west of the trail residents is that you're on the mainland, as you aren't subject to bridge traffic for daily routines. Yet you still have easy access to the beaches when you want to shoot over there for the weekend. You get best of both worlds here in this area. Now the downside, mainly the cost. It's not cheap to buy here, and many homes are older, which can mean maintenance or projects if you want an older home to renovate. However, plenty of homes have been updated and some new construction infills are available if you prefer new. Also, the neighborhoods are not gated. They're traditional city or older style neighborhoods. So if you're seeking a gated community with an HOA, this is not the neighborhood for you. But the maturity, the trees, the streets, it's just an absolutely gorgeous area just to even drive through and check out. If you're the type who values location and character over having that brand new home, west of the trail could easily be the place that you want to be. Many empty nesters, downsizers from huge northern homes into charming Sarasota cottages are absolutely loving this location and lifestyle. Last but not least, let's head a bit south to Venice and Wellen Park. These are areas in the southern part of Sarasota County and offer a slightly different vibe, a bit more small town feel, newly developed respectively. Venice, Florida is a coastal town about 20 to 30 minutes south of downtown where I'm at now, and we have an office there as well. Own quaint historic downtown, which I absolutely love, with northern Italian architecture, hence the name Venice, and real sense of community. Venice Island is very popular with retirees if you're looking for a slower pace. Old Florida feel with modern conveniences. Venice might be your match. Downtown Venice, historic downtown Venice Island, has shops, cafes, the Venice Theater, and it's just a few blocks away from Venice Beach on the Gulf. It is one of the only places in the country where a bridge does not separate the beach from this historic downtown. The Venice Fishing Pier at Sharky's is a local landmark, perfect for catching a sunset or doing a little fishing. Venice is known as the shark's tooth capital of the world because of fossilized shark's teeth that litter the beaches here on Venice Island. People love to sift through the sand for them as a hobby. We go out there and find a ton every time we go out. Housing in Venice includes lots of single-family homes, many built in the 70s through the 90s in mainland subdivisions, as well as the new builds in the outskirts and urban infills on the island. Condos, especially on the island and downtown area, at various price points. You can find more affordable options in Venice than in Sarasota proper, generally, which is a bigger draw if you're on a tighter budget. It's a bit further from the big city bustle, which for many is a pro. Healthcare is solid too. Venice has its own hospital, medical offices. Sarasota Memorial is building a new hospital right here, right in Venice as well. Now, Wellen Park is essentially the newest part of Venice Northport. It's a master plan community, formerly known as the West Villages. Wellen Park is rapidly growing with thousands of new homes, and it's created its own downtown area called Downtown Wellen around this big lake. This is a hot spot for those who want brand new everything, new homes, new shopping, new centers, new parks. There's already a big attraction there. Cool Today Park, which is the home of the Atlanta Braves spring training stadium. Wellen Park is divided into over 20 neighborhoods. We just dropped a master Wellen Park guide into our YouTube channel, so check that out. All these neighborhoods are different shapes and sizes. Because it's new, the design is very modern. There's biking trails, there's planned town center with restaurants, outdoor spaces, of course the shiny new homes and all the latest features, and no need to worry about the outdated codes, the old roofs or the old plumbing. It's all been updated, new construction. It's a bit like Lakewood Ranch's concept, but in early stages and a bit farther south. Why would you consider Venice or Wellen Park? If you prefer a quieter, more laid back feel, and that would be Venice. And then if you want that with newer construction, that would be Wellen Park. There's clubs and things to do all littered throughout Wellen Park and Venice. And then you're actually closer to Naples and Fort Myers than you would be in Sarasota if you have friends that are down there. And day to day, you'll likely stay in the Venice area for shopping and dining. Wellen Park is new. It's still developing its identity. Over the next few years, it'll have more and more amenities. They're even planning an 80-acre recreational lake and waterfront dining district. It's summary for neighborhoods. You can see Sarasota offers everything from downtown bustle to beachy chill, suburban comfort to small town charm. Take some time to visit each area if you can, because the best way to choose is seeing how each feels to you. And of course, reach out to me. I love playing matchmaker between newcomers and the perfect Sarasota community for you. If any of these neighborhoods sparked your interest, let me know in the comments which one and why, or shoot me a text or email. Remember, I'm just a call or an email away to provide more info or give you a personal tour when you visit. Now that we've covered where you might live, let's talk about the practical side, affording the Sarasota lifestyle and what the real estate market looks like these days. Let's get into the numbers and dollars. What does it cost to live in Sarasota? And what is the real estate market doing lately? This is crucial, especially for those on fixed incomes or budgeting out retirement. The good news is that Sarasota's cost of living, while not cheap, is pretty reasonable compared to many big cities and other coastal areas. Overall, it's about 4% higher than the US average. To break that down, things like groceries, utilities, transportation, they're all roughly around the national averages or just a tad higher. For example, groceries I think are about 3% higher than the US average. Utilities about 1% higher than the US average. So not a huge difference from what you might be used to. But where Sarasota is pricier is the housing. Housing costs are roughly about 15% higher than that national average. That's not surprising, I guess, because this area is super popular. A lot of people are relocating here, and you get the proximity to the beach. But keep in mind, if you're moving from places like the Northeast or California, you might still find Sarasota housing prices as a bargain in comparison. So truly, it's all relative. To put a figure on it, the median home price in Sarasota, the city and the surrounding area, is around $500,000. It's slightly dropped over the last year. I call it a buyer's market currently in Sarasota. There's more inventory and slightly longer days in the market, meaning you actually have a bit more negotiating power than you did just a year ago or so. The median price includes all home types. You can certainly find condos for less. Plenty of condos and villas in the 300s and 400s range, especially off the water or in older communities. And of course, you can spend millions on a waterfront mansion, but that $500,000 ballpark is a good planning number for a typical nice 3-bedroom suburban home or a modern condo. If you're thinking of renting first, as a note, rents have climbed. The average rent for a 2-bedroom apartment is around $2,100 or more a month. So budget accordingly, as seasonal rentals as well, like that January through March seasonal rental can be a bit higher due to all the people that are coming in from out out of town during season. One huge cost advantage in Florida is the no state income tax. Florida does not tax your income, which means your retirement income, 401k withdrawals, pensions, Social Security are not taxed at the state level. This is a big reason Florida is so popular for relocation. Keep more of your money in your pocket. Florida has also no estate inheritance tax at the state level, which is comforting for estate planning. Property taxes in Sarasota County are moderate, about 1.25% of assessed value. So just note that if you're purchasing. And if you homestead, declare Florida your primary residence, you get a nice exemption. It's usually knocking about $50,000 off that assessed value of your home, and you're taxed off of that. And it caps the limits on an annual tax increase that they can do. That homestead exemption can save you roughly, I'm guessing, about $600 to $800 per year on a typical home here in the area. Now, as for insurance, this is one where Florida can be higher. Homeowners insurance has gone up statewide. Expect to pay more to insure a home here than in a place without a hurricane risk. If you're near the coast or in a flood zone, you may also need flood insurance. These costs can vary widely, perhaps about $2,000 to $4,000 a year for homeowners insurance for a typical Sarasota home, depending on age, location, and a lot of other factors. It's important to budget that item and get quotes when you're looking for a home. You also have no oil costs in the winter for heating, which offsets some of the utility expenses in the winter here. But let's talk about the property types and prices by area. Generally inland and south like Venice, it is cheaper than waterfront and north. For instance, Venice's median might be a little bit lower than Sarasota's. Lakewood Ranch has newer homes starting in the 400s, smaller ones, but then going up to well over $1 million for bigger ones or estate homes. Downtown condos can range from $300,000 for a smaller, older unit to several million for a luxury high-rise. Siesta Key, budget at least $500K for a condo, but well into the millions for a single family home near the beach. North Venice, Nokomis, Parish, north of Lakewood Ranch, relatively but more budget friendly if you're looking for newer construction at a more affordable cost. It's a good idea to align your housing choices with your budget early on. I often tell clients, make a list of your must-haves. Talk about your, give me your size, what view you want, some amenities that you might want. Be a little bit open on location because we might be able to find you a gem that fits your budget better where you might get a little bit more bang for your buck. For example, might be targeting Sarasota, but I find an awesome option in Palmer Ranch or Osprey that might be better for you. As of now, the Sarasota market is healthy. It was a frenzy a few years ago. It's still a desirable place and demand is steady. Likely be a solid investment for a long term, given the popularity of Florida as a whole. If you're selling a home elsewhere in a higher cost market, you might find that you can actually pocket some cash after buying here, which is always nice for the retirement fund. Quick note, I actually have up-to-date market reports available. Reach out if you want the latest stats or a free home buying guide. Just drop a note or shoot me an email and I'll send you that over. But in short, cost of living in Sarasota, slightly above average overall, but with key savings. There's no state income tax and a lot of value for what you get here. Plan for housing and insurance as the main budget factors. And remember that lifestyle here offers a lot of free or low cost enjoyment. Beach sunsets don't cost a dime, and that's a major entertainment source for this area. Now that we've tackled money and housing, let's touch on something even families and grandkids care about: education. Even if you're retiring, the effects of community quality in your family, if they move with you or visit, it's worth knowing, and ultimately Sarasota shines in this area of education. Sarasota County schools are excellent overall. In fact, the district is consistently A-rated and is ranked number 2 best school districts in the state of Florida, according to Niche for 2025. That's out of all 67 Florida counties. It's pretty impressive. Sarasota schools have held an A grade from the state every year since 2004, which is the year I graduated, indicating steady high performance. What this means for you, if you have kids or grandkids attending, they'll get a top-notch public education. Educated community is going to help in home values and the overall community desirability. Notably, Sarasota is home to Pineview School, which is a public magnet school for the gifted, which is often ranked the #1 high school in the state of Florida and among the top in the nation, often one is there as well. If you have an academically inclined kid or grandchild, that's a unique opportunity right here in Sarasota County. Though Pineview is for grades 2nd through 12, and it requires testing to actually get into Pineview. There are also good private schools and academies in the area and several charter schools. I actually attended multiple great private schools in the area growing up, so that can be a great resource on that if you want to reach out. For higher education and lifelong learning, Sarasota has great options. We have the University of South Florida, Sarasota Manatee campus, offering undergraduate and graduate programs. You can often even take courses as a senior. There's also New College of Florida, a small public liberal arts college known for its rigorous academics. If art is your thing, Ringling College of Art and Design is here too. That's actually where my sister went to study interior design, and she has been featured on HGTV as the lead designer for the Property Brothers. It is definitely a renowned art school, and their campus is like an art exhibit. Now, something I love to mention for retirees, lifelong learning programs. Sarasota has fantastic opportunities for seniors to continue learning purely for enrichment. Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, OLLI, at Ringling College offers non-accredited courses adults 50 plus on all kinds of topics: history, literature, science, current events, you name it, they have it. It's a fun way to meet people and keep the mind engaged. There's also the Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning, SILL, which hosts lecture series, often with notable speakers on global issues like music and other things. But overall, retirees love these programs and options. Sarasota has a well-rounded cultured atmosphere. You and your family can go from pre-K to gray with great education every step of the way. This robust education scene contributes to Sarasota's well-rounded, cultured atmosphere. You'll find that people here are curious and engaged, which makes for great conversation at the coffee shop or neighborhood gathering. One more thing on education before I move to the next. With good schools and amenities, Sarasota attracts families, which means if you move here, you're coming to a community that isn't just for retirees. I appreciate that diversity personally in all of the ages and different demographics here in the area. It keeps things dynamic. Plus, if you ever decide to sell your home, having a good school is definitely a selling point that keeps demand strong. All right, now let's switch gears from schools. Let's talk about making a living. If you still plan to work or want to work here in the area, or at least the economic environment here of Sarasota, where do people work and what drives the local economy? Sarasota's economy historically was known for tourism and retirees, but today it's actually quite diverse and thriving in a lot of ways. Even if you're retiring and not planning to work, it's reassuring to know that the area's economy is strong. It affects everything from healthcare access to property values. And even if you do plan to work part-time, start a business, or have a spouse, child looking for a job, the major industries here are healthcare, tourism, hospitality, professional services, construction/real estate, and manufacturing. Let's break that down here. So healthcare. With so many retirees and an aging population, it's not surprising that healthcare is massive here. There were 52,000 people work in education and healthcare services. Locally, it's about 15% of the workforce. Sarasota Memorial Healthcare System is the county's largest employer and is highly respected. There are numerous hospitals: SMH, Sarasota Memorial Hospital, Maine, the SMH Venice Doctors Hospital, and so much more. Clinics, there's specialty medical centers. So if you're a nurse, a doctor, a medical professional relocating, you'll find plenty of opportunities. For retirees, this means excellent healthcare access, lots of doctors, many specialists, modern facilities, and a growing health research niche. Actually, a fun fact, Sarasota is growing a health innovation sector with 100 plus companies in medical product development. So we're not just consuming healthcare, we're actually innovating within it as well. So the next industry, tourism and hospitality. It's a massive one here, as you would expect. We can't ignore this. Tourism is one of Sarasota's leading industries. It injects billions into the economy. Our beaches, cultural venues, and events draw over 1 million visitors a year to Sarasota County. Roughly 13% of local jobs are in leisure and hospitality. That's about 45,000-ish jobs. So you see lots of employment in hotels like the Ritz-Carlton Sarasota and all the boutique resorts that exist here in the area. Restaurants, golf courses, attractions like Marine Aquarium, Ringling Museum. Tourism, though, is a double-edged sword. It boosts the economy of the restaurants and a lively art scene, but it does draw seasonal crowds. We've learned to embrace the tourism over the years. I've learned to embrace the tourism over the years. It's a great way to actually meet people, and I love the vibrancy that the community brings during season. Tons of energy here in the area. Knowing this, if you're looking for a part-time job, you can definitely find it in season, especially if you're just looking for a part-time gig. Now, professional and business services. This is a fancy category that includes everything from law firms, accounting, finance, to corporate headquarters. About 47,000 people work in this sector locally. Sarasota has quite a few corporate headquarters or regional offices. For example, FCCI Insurance Group, Roper Technologies, it's a Fortune 500 industrial company, is headquartered here. PGT Innovations, which is a big distributor of the major, of the impact-resistant windows and doors. They're a manufacturer here in the area. It's just south of Sarasota. Companies like Sun Hydraulics, its manufacturing, are based here as well. There's also a budding tech scene and entrepreneur scene as well. Co-working spaces, startups, some supported by the local economic development corp. As remote work is also very common here, especially with COVID, a lot of people are relocating here and we're working remotely. But they choose here to work remotely and have that lifestyle while maintaining their careers. So it's a great option for people that are looking to relocate but work remote. So next sector we'll dive into is construction and real estate.
Florida's unofficial state industry might be construction given the growth. Sarasota is no exception. New housing, commercial developments, road projects, these have all been booming. Many jobs in trades, architecture, realty. The housing market being strong has supported many real estate professionals like me, and with folks continuing to relocate here, this sector remains super active. Now, the next industry, manufacturing and other, we're not heavily industrial, but there are some notable manufacturers here. I mentioned PGT earlier, Sun Hydraulics, also Turbis Tumbler has its headquarters factory nearby in Venice, making those famous plastic cups that you might be aware of. MyUS.com, a global shipping logistics firm, is based here as well. There's also a significant arts economy. Think of all the theaters, the galleries, music ensembles. They employ many directly into that industry. The unemployment rate here tends to be low, even post-pandemic. It's been quite low, around 2 to 3%. The economy here is considered very strong. The Sarasota County's median household income is about $77,000, which is solid, and even higher in communities like Lakewood Ranch, which actually could be almost double that, the main zip code of Lakewood Ranch. One important note, if you have not yet retired and will job hunt here, know that wages in Florida can be a bit lower in some fields and up north, while cost of living can be very similar. For example, service jobs might pay less here than in a major northern that you might be used to, but in professional roles, companies often pay well to attract talent. So just research your fields, your local salary range. You can look at that in LinkedIn, Indeed, and other sites have that information. As for growth and development, Sarasota is growing steadily. There are new infrastructure improvements. The interstate was widened, new roads in Lakewood Ranch, and a lot other improvements are made with the roundabouts, kind of an inside joke here, and efforts to improve public transit, though it's still limited. And we're going to talk more about that in the cons. Growth, which we love, it brings in new restaurants, stores, like the new coffee shop in Lakewood Ranch that just opened up, or the Costco down in Wellen Park. It's an exciting time economically. And to sum it up, Sarasota isn't just a beach town running on tourism dollars. It's a diverse, modern economy with healthcare, finance, tech, manufacturing, and tourism all contributing. For you, that means you live in a community that's not stagnating, it's alive, services are improving, and there's a buzz of opportunity. Even in retirement, that vibrancy is nice to be around. And if you have younger family members considering a move, they can find work here too. Now that we've covered work and money, let's talk about enjoying life here, because what's the point of moving to paradise if you don't actually enjoy it? So up next, we're gonna talk about lifestyle and activities, all the fun stuff you can do in Sarasota to fill your days and make the Sunshine State life as sweet as it can be. What's life like day to day in Sarasota, and what will you do for fun? Spoiler, you won't be bored. So let's just break this down by categories. First one is, this is Florida, so outdoor living is king. We've got world-class beaches, as you know, not just Siesta Key. We talked about that already, but also Lido Key and Lido Beach near downtown. It's just off of downtown. It's smaller, but lovely beach, and a great park at South Lido, Tits Furling, where you could drop kayaks, canoes, paddleboard. On the north side, there's the trails. So Lido's a great spot. Longboat Key, it's more private, upscale, beautiful shoreline. Casey Key, and on the south part of Casey Key is a public beach called Nokomis Beach. It's very quiet, very natural. And then Venice Beach, just south of that, with its unique fossil shark tooth hunting. So you'll never get bored in looking for shells and shark's teeth there. So whether you like to swim, sunbathe, paddleboard, collect shells, there's a beach for every mood. And yes, the Gulf of Mexico water is warm, around 80 to 85 degrees in the summer, even warmer sometimes, great for swimming, and still in the 60s in the winter. So even if you're brave, you can definitely jump in the winter as well. If you are a boater or fisherman, welcome to heaven. The Intercoastal Waterway runs right through here, making very calm boating route. You can fish off piers like Venice Pier, Tony Saprito, which is right over here by the Ringling Bridge, or go deep sea fishing from Marina Jack downtown, or charter boats on Siesta. Many communities, even like Lakewood Ranch inland, have freshwater ponds for fishing too. I know a lot of you are wondering about golf. Sarasota is full of golf courses. There are about 50 courses just in this area, in the Sarasota-Bradenton area. You've got everything from private golf clubs and courses like TBC Placentia, Laurel Oak, the Oaks, Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country. If you want to join a club and make it a big part of your social life, those are opportunities, and there's tons of opportunities there. And then there's plenty of public and private courses as well. The golf season is year-round, though they say prime time is October through May just because of the weather, ultimately. But many retirees and many other people find their golf buddies weekly, and there's tons of weekly games and leagues here as well. And also, pickleball is your game. Nearly every community has courts, whether it's pickleball or tennis. And it's huge now, as you know. There are dedicated pickleball complexes in Sarasota, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, and other areas because so many active adults are playing now. But beyond the beaches, we have beautiful parks as well. One of my favorite, Myakka River State Park. It's a short drive east, offers a glimpse of wild Florida, airboat tours to see gators, and there's a canopy walk among the tree tops, and you can kayak or canoe. And then there's Oscar Shear as well in Sarasota, and Osprey between Sarasota and Venice. It's a great for bird watching. There's some walking trails. Maria Selby Gardens right here in downtown. It's a gorgeous bayfront garden specialized in orchids, tropical plants. Very tranquil spot to spend a morning there if you want to get out and get away. Don't forget about the Legacy Trail. It's a wonderful biking trail that has over 20 miles that starts in downtown Sarasota all the way to Venice. It's a wonderful spot for biking, walking, rollerblading, whatever you might want to be or might want to do. Not only nature, but we have the arts and culture here as well. Here's where Sarasota really stands out in my opinion. We are proudly known as Florida's Cultural Coast. The amount of arts and culture institutions here rival cities many times our size. If you love the arts, you'll be like a kid in a candy store. Some highlights for the arts and culture scene: the Ringling Museum of Art, an art museum built by John Ringling of the circus fame, featured old master paintings and beautiful gardens, plus the circus museum is on site. There's free admission on Mondays, so that's a great time to check it out, to the art museum if you want to check that out. So another notable thing is for the performing arts side, we have the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall. It's a purple seashell shaped theater on the bayfront over here. We called it the Big Purple Cow when I was growing up here, which hosts the Broadway shows, concerts, comedians, you name it. The Sarasota Opera is also a gem here in the area. They do a renowned opera season each winter. Sarasota Ballet, Sarasota Orchestra, several theaters like Oslo Theater right by Ringling. It's a professional theater, often premiering new works. Florida Studio Theater, it's great contemporary plays and cabaret. Urbanite Theater, edgy new plays. The community theaters like Venice Theater. It is one of the largest community theaters in the U.S., ironically, so it's a great spot. Truly, on any given night in season, there are multiple shows you can attend. Topofretirements.com, Once Quipped Sarasota has the most big cultural institutions per square inch for a city its size. So again, for what you get, the area, spectacular, can't beat it. As for festivals, there's the Sarasota Film Festival every spring, attracting filmmakers and celebrities for indie films. We also have arts and craft fairs, music festivals like the Sarasota Jazz Festival, and even a chalk festival, Masterpiece, which they do 3D art with chalk on the sidewalks here downtown Sarasota, and then in the past in Venice as well. So they bring people from around the world, and it's a great event. So for museums and history buffs, aside from Ringling, there's Selby Gardens, as mentioned, Moat Marine Laboratory and Aquarium. It's a working marine research lab open to the public. You can see sea turtles, tons of fish, manatees, sharks, and learn about all the marine science. It's a wonderful place. Me and my family love to go. We have annual passes there. And then there's even a classic car museum. As for Moat Marine, they're actually building a new one over here by UTC. It's going to be a wonderful destination spot for people all over the area to come in. So probably my favorite thing to talk about now is the social and dining element of Sarasota. As a vibrant dining scene, you'll find everything from fresh seafood shack, upscale dining, my favorites, too many to list, but Waltz is a wonderful spot serving fresh fish. It's a true Sarasota institution. We have Owen's Fish Camp, kind of in a funky old house over here in the historic district of Sarasota. It sits under a giant banyan tree. It's a very popular southern seafood joint. Columbia Restaurant on St. Armand's Circle. It's a Florida staple, famous for their Spanish-Cuban cuisine and the 1905 salad. Jack Dusty's over here by downtown at the Ritz. It's wonderful for a fancy waterfront meal. Philippi Creek Oyster Bar, casual waterside dining off of the Philippi Creek. It's a great spot. And in Venice, Sharky's on the pier or Finn's on the second floor. It's a place that if you actually want to catch a sunset over the beach, it's a wonderful spot to sit on the beach, watch the sunset, and have a great meal. One of the things you'll love, and many restaurants will have early bird specials or happy hours, so you can enjoy a great meal or a drink deal, even if you go a little bit early, which I like to do to beat the crowd, especially this time of year. Now, as for activities and clubs, Sarasota, and especially communities like Lakewood Ranch or Venice, have a club for everything. You love gardening, join a gardening club, or volunteer at a community garden. Want to continue a hobby or start a new one? painting, pottery, dancing, pickleball, boating, cycling, you name it, you'll find a group. Many neighborhoods have their own clubs if you live in an amenity-rich community. Lakewood Ranch has tons, Palmer Ranch. So a lot of these newer communities have activities directors on site, which is awesome. If you're a sports fan, we mentioned spring training baseball. Sarasota hosts the Baltimore Orioles for spring training. Ed Smith Stadium is right here, close to downtown Sarasota, and nearby Wellen Park hosts the Atlanta Braves that we talked about earlier. Those games in February and March are a blast and very affordable. As for the major league sports, Tampa teams like the Bucks, the Lightning, the Rays, football, Lightning hockey, Rays baseball are about only an hour away here in Tampa. It's doable for a quick trip at the end of the day to catch a game, so it's real fun and easy access. One thing cool living in Sarasota is it puts you in reach of a lot of other Florida attractions. You can drive 2 hours to Orlando for Disney or Universal with the kids or grandkids. You can drive to Tampa, which has Busch Gardens, Adventure Island, Florida Aquarium, has a lot going on in Tampa. The Everglades are only a couple hours away. Even hopping on a cruise in Port Tampa or Port Canaveral are a few hours away. Sarasota has its own airport. SRQ has been expanding like crazy. Now has a bunch of direct flights to cities up north, which makes visiting family super easy. And if SRQ doesn't have it, then TPA or Tampa will. St. Pete has it. Even south of Fort Myers has tons of airport options. So if you're into health and wellness, Sarasota's got a lot going on there. Many people find they become more active when they move here because of the walking on the beach, the swimming, joining fitness classes, or also holistic health resources like yoga studios, meditation centers, alternative medicine if you seek that and like that. Finally, community events and volunteering. I can't stress enough, getting involved will enrich your life here. Help at the local school, volunteer at Moat, join church groups, service clubs like Rotary or Kiwanis. The community welcomes those who pitch in, and it's a fulfilling way to meet people and make a difference in this community. There's always something happening. Boat parades at Christmas, 4th of July fireworks on the bay, farmers markets every weekend. Downtown Sarasota has one here on Saturdays. It's fantastic. Lakewood Ranch has one as well on Sundays, and Venice Island has one as well. So wherever you're at, there's a farmers market, and it's a great social atmosphere. Life in Sarasota can be as active or as relaxed as you want. You can spend a day lounging under an umbrella on Siesta Key with a good book, and the next day be out from the morning to the night. You could golf at AM, get lunch with friends, maybe an art museum in the afternoon, do a symphony or concert at night. It really is that rich in options, and it is no wonder so many people who relocate here say, why didn't I do this sooner? Now I'm going to talk quickly about the pros and cons of Sarasota. It's mostly sunshine and roses, but nothing's perfect, as you know. So I'll do an honest take on the downsides too, so you're not caught off guard when you're looking to relocate here. So time for a no-nonsense pros and cons list. I always tell my clients the truth. As much as I love Sarasota, there are some challenges. It's not for everyone. So let's lay out the highlights and the potential drawbacks so you can weigh them honestly. First, I'm going to give you 7 pros, and we'll dive into the cons. Number 1, the gorgeous weather and beaches. Obviously, hands down, the number 1 pro. The climate is a dream if you hate the cold. Mild winters with plenty of sun, shorts, and the beaches. I mean, having Siesta Key, Lido, Longboat at your doorstep is priceless. The ability to watch a stunning sunset over the Gulf any night of the week is something many people pay to experience only on vacation, and here it is your life. Outdoor living nearly year-round is a huge plus. Second, the vibrant arts and culture. For a city its size, Sarasota offers an unmatched cultural scene. You're not going to find opera, ballet, a symphony, a theater, and fine arts, all of this caliber in most other beach towns. It keeps life interesting, especially for those who love the arts, which I do, plus lots of educational lectures, book clubs, intellectual stimulation. It's not a cultural desert by any means, quite the opposite. It's a cultural oasis here in Sarasota. Absolutely love that about this area. Third, the active lifestyle and recreation. Sarasota makes it easy to stay active. From golf and tennis to boating and biking, you'll find plenty of ways to move your body. Many retirees and families and young professionals alike, they get in better shape and health here thanks to opportunities and nice weather for being outside. Also, top-notch healthcare comes into play. As mentioned, Sarasota Memorial and the medical community is excellent here, meaning your health needs will be well taken care of as you age. Knowing there's a highly rated hospital right around the corner is always a big pro for anyone in any community. Fourth, let's dive into the finance side. No state income tax and tax-friendly for not only retirees, but for everyone that's making Florida a full-time residence. Florida's famous no income tax is a huge financial pro. You get to keep more of your income. Social Security, pension, IRA withdrawals, none gets taxed by the state. Also, no state inheritance or estate tax, property taxes are reasonable, and homestead rules protect you from spikes. Overall, Florida is very retiree friendly financially. One of the reasons people are flocking here and have flocked here historically. The fifth thing, the high quality of life and the amenities here. Think great restaurants, shopping, infrastructure. Sarasota has modern grocery stores, including Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, which is one right here downtown. There's one on University as well. Sprouts is one right here downtown, and so many more. There's good roads, a growing airport, and lots of community services. It's small enough to feel manageable, but large enough to have most everything without needing to drive to a bigger city at all. Also, you're near family-friendly attractions for when grandkids visit or you have kids and you want to take them. So whether that's the beach, the aquarium, or anything else nearby that are great for not just adults, but for family and for kids as well. Definitely a pro for the area on that. Sixth, the community and people. The community is generally very welcoming, and many residents are transplants themselves. So it's easy to strike up conversation like, hey, where are you from? That's something that I use very often because most people aren't from here. It's easy to make new friends because of that aspect. There are a lot of active community groups and volunteer opportunities, so it's fairly easy to plug in, find your tribe, whether it's a golf foursome, a church group, or a hobby or a club. Plus, having a mix of ages and backgrounds, retirees or working professionals or young families or artists, gives Sarasota a dynamic, inclusive feel, which I absolutely love about this area. And then seventh, the natural beauty and environment. Beyond beaches, Sarasota has lovely parks, waterways, wildlife. You might see a dolphin on your morning walk to the bay, sandhill cranes wandering on the golf course, or even in your backyard. The landscaping in many of these communities is lush. The sunsets, I know I mentioned them a lot, but really they never get old. Everyone feels like it's unique. You may take up photography just to capture these beautiful sunsets. Now let's talk about the cons of Sarasota. First, the most obvious, the summer heat and humidity. Let's be honest, summers are hot. From about June through September, it's high humidity with daily highs around 90 degrees, and the feel-like temp is often even higher, probably pushing 100 or higher. If you're sensitive to heat, this can be uncomfortable. You'll find many locals shift their routines, doing activities early in the morning. I love playing tennis. I'll go out super first thing in the morning to play tennis in the summer, or late in the evening, and obviously enjoying the air conditioning pretty much all day midday. The flip side, the other 8 months are absolutely glorious. But yes, you'll likely run your AC a lot in the summer, leading to higher electric bills June through September. Some people do travel in the summer to cooler locales, hence all the snowbirds. Even if you're a family, a lot of people do like to travel and take their summer vacations to escape that heat even for a little bit. So it's definitely manageable, but it is definitely a contrast to some of those western or northeastern climates that you might be used to more mild summer. So second, the hurricane risk and weather events. Sarasota is on the Gulf Coast, which means we have hurricane season, June 1st to November 30th. You might be okay with the routine of storm prep, having shutters or impact windows, maybe a generator and a plan in case evacuation orders do take effect for big storms. But as we discussed, insurance costs are higher due to the risk. Many longtime residents take it in stride. They'll say the price to pay for paradise, and advancements in forecasting give plenty of warning. But if the idea of hurricane does terrify you, that's something to weigh for sure. I prefer prepping for a hurricane that might not come or not be crazy bad, rather than dealing with an annual blizzard and ice storms that happen every year up north. But that's my personal opinion. So third is the seasonal traffic and the crowds. From roughly January through Easter, Sarasota swells with seasonal residents and tourists. This snowbird season, our population jumps, and that means roads get more congested, restaurants fill up, popular spots like the beach or downtown parking are more crowded. You'll hear locals refer to season and off-season. During season, which is that January through Easter, you'll need a bit more patience on the roads, especially when traveling down the big ones like US 41 and I-75 at rush hours. And around popular beach access points as well gets pretty congested. For example, going to Siesta on a weekend midday in February, expect to circle for parking a bunch to be able to find a spot. This influx is great for the economy, obviously, but can be a nuisance on the day-to-day. The good news, come summer and fall, traffic eases up considerably, and you get the town back what feels like a lot more normal of a Sarasota. It's obviously hot, so there's a trade-off there, but many year-rounders have learned tricks like going to dinner at 5 p.m. instead of 6:30, do grocery shopping midweek mornings, use alternative routes during peak times, and other things like that. We honestly enjoy the energy that the season brings. Many ultimately become our friends as we build these relationships with the people that are coming in and out. But yes, if you're envisioning empty roads, that is not the case in peak season here. So fourth is the limited public transportation. Sarasota is car dependent area. Public transit is limited. There is a bus system. It runs, the stop's right around the corner from here. But if you're downtown, you can walk to many things, which that's why I love having an office here in downtown and downtown Venice as well. And some 55 plus communities offer shuttles for residents, but in general, you will need to drive for most errands or activities in the Sarasota area. There is rideshare like Uber and Lyft available if you prefer not to drive at night, but it is not nearly as abundant as you would find in like the big cities like Tampa or St. Pete. And for retirees who eventually may not want to drive, this is a consideration. There are services like senior transport and the aforementioned friendship centers have shuttles, but the convenience of robust transit isn't here. Traffic, as mentioned, can be an issue, especially main streets. Also note that Florida drivers can be interesting, to say the least. There's a mix of elderly drivers, tourists who don't know the roads well, and then some speedy young drivers as this area is growing, all sharing the road at the same time. So make sure that you are careful out there. So fifth is the higher insurance and utility costs. While no state tax is great, some other costs are a bit higher. We touched on homeowners insurance previously. It can be quite high, especially if near water or in an older home. Wind mitigations can help, newer roofs can help, stuff like that. So that can definitely help your insurance, but also beware if you're in a flood zone because that will drive your costs up too. Car insurance in Florida is also often higher in many states because Florida's insurance rates tend to be higher due to accident rates and the amount of uninsured motorists here in the state of Florida. Electric bills in summer will be higher due to AC, though no heating bill in the winter, so it offsets it a little bit. And then water is reasonable, but if you irrigate a lawn, that can add costs. There are a lot of communities that do have reclaimed water, so there's no cost to you as a homeowner like my community. Most of these aren't deal breakers, but definitely part of the cost picture and some stuff you should be made aware of. 6, the critters and environment adjustment. Some lightheartedness there, but also real cons. Florida has bugs, mosquitoes in the summer, dusk usually, palmetto bugs, those big cockroaches that you see that occasionally find a way in, but pest control treatments do help, probably necessity here. You might see a gator in a pond now and then, so just make sure you don't swim in the freshwater ponds. Also, during certain times, we can experience red tide, which is an algae bloom in the Gulf that can cause fish kills and respiratory irritation on the beaches. It's not constant, but some years we do get a few weeks of red tide where beach going is not that enjoyable. It always passes, but it's an environment factor in Florida and the Florida coastal regions in this area. Allergy sufferers might also experience some new Florida allergens as it's always stuff blooming here and there's tons of different plants. So just, again, all this stuff is usually minor annoyances and definitely manageable, but it is worth noting. And then the last con that I will mention is the nightlife and the big city amenities. While Sarasota has plenty to do, if you're expecting a major metropolis vibe or crazy nightlife, you might find it a bit too quiet. We have bars and some live music venues, but by 10 or 11, things are fairly calm, especially in the off season. Younger folks sometimes complain there aren't enough late night spots for most residents. This is fine. I like my quiet nights and a lot of other people like their quiet nights, but I mentioned if you do have adult kids visiting and expecting that Miami style clubbing, it's definitely not here. For any special big city amenities, say an IKEA store or an international flight overseas, you might have to go to Tampa or Miami occasionally. It's a minor con, but definitely just being thorough. Again, if you want more of that nightlife, St. Pete, Tampa is probably going to be a better option for you. I think those are the main cons, to be honest, but many of us find the pros far outweigh the cons, hence why I was born and raised here, left for college, went into Virginia, and then made my way back. The cons are largely about climate and seasonal crowd trade-offs, which come with any desirable locale, in my opinion, and many cons can be mitigated with some planning and local know-how. It's ultimately all about what lifestyle you want. If you can handle some summer heat and the occasional hurricane prep, you get an incredible lifestyle and an environment the rest of the time. Most residents will tell you they absolutely love it here, and despite those few annoyances, now that you have the good, the great, and the few not so great, I want to share some insider tips, local favorites, to help you settle in like a seasoned local from day one. This is one of my favorite parts, sharing those little nuggets of local knowledge that can take your Sarasota experience to the next level. Here are some insider tips and local favorite spots that newcomers eventually learn, and you'll be ahead of the game if you listen to this part. So first one is beat the beach crowd. Siesta Key gets busy on weekends and in season, obviously. Insider's tip is to go early. I like to go early, 7, 8 o'clock, do a quick walk on the beach or a jog on the beach. And then by the time when the parking lots fill up, you already have a parking spot and you're already sitting down enjoying the beach itself. Parking is plentiful at 7 or 8, and you can enjoy the tranquility of the serene environment of the beach at that time. Also try some lesser known beach accesses like Turtle Beach on the south side, Crescent's in the middle, Siesta, and there's obviously Nokomis more south, and North Lido is a great spot if you're looking at Lido. There's also a place down further on South Lido. That's a great spot. But again, there's tons of options. There's tons of quieter spots. You just kind of find them. And Siesta by itself even has tons of beach accesses. So definitely explore and find some of those little hidden spots up and down the coast here. Next is we've talked about sunsets, and trust me, you'll be planning your day around them as I have in the past. But apart from just grabbing a spot on the beach, some fun ways to enjoy sunset. So there's Wednesday night drum circle at Nokomis Beach. There's the Sunday night drum circle at Siesta. And then for a comfortable seat and a drink in hand, you could go to like Sharky's, I mentioned that earlier, on the pier in Venice, which is a wonderful spot, toes in the sand, grab a meal, or O'Leary's here downtown at Bayfront Park in Sarasota. Both give you waterfront views with a tropical drink. And there's a lesser known one that I absolutely love. It's a rooftop bar over here at Artovation, where again, you could watch the sunset over the bay or overlook downtown as well. It's a great smaller spot that is lesser well known. So check it out. Smaller venue, very quaint, and a wonderful view. So as for dining, TripAdvisor will probably send you to places that are trendy or touristy spots. But I like places like Walt's Fish Market we talked about, Yoder's restaurant. It's in the Pinecraft area. It's famous Amish restaurant known for comfort food and amazing pies. The Amish Mennonite community here in Sarasota is unique, and they know how to cook for sure. So check that out. For a Cuban sandwich and coffee, check out Columbia Restaurant. Yes, it's well known, but it's delicious. Or Mirna's Cuban Cuisine. It's more of a hole-in-the-wall spot. Owen's Fish Camp, one of my favorite spots in Sarasota, is beloved for the southern seafood we talked about earlier. There's a funky vibe, great outdoors area. There's often a wait there, but you can sit outside by the fire pit with a drink until your table's ready. You can grab an app. It's wonderful. On Saturday mornings, don't skip the downtown farmers market, as we talked about. Grab some fresh produce, local craft, grab a pastry or taco from a vendor. There's often live music playing. Again, it's a great social hub for Sarasota and things to do. Some of my seasonal strategies, which runs from January through March, is embrace it rather than fight it. You will quickly learn the off times and strategies for not fighting the crowds. So that's one thing that I would highly recommend doing, is embrace it, not fight it. Also, a hurricane prep tip. If you move here, put together a hurricane kit before June. Non-perishable food, water, flashlights, radio. You can even find discounts on generators, which we just saw some running. So sign up for Sarasota County's emergency alerts. Most years you won't need it, but it's a peace of mind. And if the storm comes close, definitely fill up your gas and have some cash on hand, as obviously if you're on electric, you need those things. Locals know that after a storm, that Publix does a great job of typically reopening pretty quick, and they often have generators that do help that. So this is not to scare you, but it's definitely an insider tip, because preparedness is key, and veteran Floridians are generally calm about the storms because we know obviously what to do, and we face them every single year. So another thing you can do is joining local groups. So you can join groups like Sarasota Newcomers Club or meetup.com for Sarasota. There are meetups for everything like hiking and book clubs, wine tasting. Also, on a side note, the Sarasota Sailing Squadron offers very affordable membership if you're into sailing or want to learn how to sail. You don't even need a boat. They have social memberships, and it's a fun scene on City Island. For volunteering, places like Moat Marine, Ringling, local hospitals, theaters, they love volunteers, and it's a fantastic way to meet people and get involved. For example, like Selby Gardens downtown, you can volunteer, or even being an usher at a theater gets you out and about, meeting people and enjoying all that Sarasota has to offer. Also, once you get here, you have to explore beyond Sarasota. There's a lot to learn in Sarasota, a lot to enjoy, but you have to explore beyond. So like go to Anna Maria. It's just north of Manatee County. It's a bustling, touristy beach town. For a day trip, I grew up having a condo there and we absolutely loved it. St. Petersburg is just 45 minutes north. It's got incredible museums, restaurants. There's a great downtown. Fort Myers and Sanibel, about an hour and a half south. For a change of scenery, just check out those beaches and what to do and things to do there. Orlando's only 2 hours away. For a weekend trip to Disney, or even Miami is only 3 hours away. Florida Keys, all could be a weekend trip from here. There's a lot to do in Florida, a lot to explore, and so much to enjoy. Now, for local events and favorites, you will want to mark your calendar for events like the Siesta Key Crystal Classic. It's an international sand sculpting festival. The sculptures will blow your mind. Thunder by the Bay, a big motorcycle festival raising money for charity. Even if you're not a biker, it has music and vendors. It's a wonderful event. And Suncoast offshore boat races, powerboat races on the July 4th weekend. Quite the spectacle. It's a wonderful event to participate and to watch. If you're an art lover, the Sarasota Art Museum is worth a visit, and the first Friday of every month often has art walks in downtown surrounding areas. Also check out the Legacy Trail events. There's tons of events that Legacy Trail's posting that they're doing as well, whether it's walks or jogs or other events. So another tiny social tip to leave you on this, people here are friendly. Also for the last kind of insider thing, the people here are friendly. Don't hesitate to strike up a conversation at a community gathering or your neighborhood. Many people are new and appreciate the outreach. Joining a country club or community center could quickly build your social circle if that's important to you. And again, a lot of these new construction communities offer that social element built within the community itself, so it's wonderful. Overall, the insider secret to Sarasota is engage with the community. The more you put yourself out there, whether it's trying a local mom and pop restaurant, volunteer at a festival, or chatting with your beach blanket neighbor, the more you'll feel at home. Sarasota folks love to share their favorite things about the area, so ask us. Now that you're armed with local intel, let's talk about actually making the move. Moving can be daunting, but I got some moving tips and next steps to help you make the relocation smooth and set you up for success here in Sarasota. So you've decided Sarasota looks pretty great. Now, how do you make this move with minimal stress? Don't worry, I've helped many of clients relocate and I have some tips to streamline the process for you. 1, visit and scout. If you haven't already, plan a trip to Sarasota to scout neighborhoods and homes. Come for a week or two, drive around the neighborhoods, we discuss, have lunch in Venice one day and dinner downtown on another. Check out the local grocery stores, etc. This will help you learn and narrow down where in Sarasota you feel most at home. If you can't visit, virtual tours and Google Street Views are your friends. And of course, I am more than happy to do a video walkthrough of areas for you, as I'm always out and about and be happy to shoot a quick video for you and send it over. 2, choose the right realtor and support. Having a knowledgeable and local realtor like me or my father, who was a retired police officer for 25 years here, is invaluable. We act as your relocation concierge. I not only help you find the right house, but can recommend moving companies, inspectors, insurance agents, and even tell you where to grab a quick bite. Seriously, lean on your realtor's local expert, and there's no one better than someone that's actually born and raised here. Downsizing and packing is number 3. Many moving here are downsizing from larger homes up north. Start early with sorting your belongings. Florida homes don't have basements, so you might need to trim down what you bring. Think light. You won't need those snow blowers or heavy coats. When packing, label boxes clearly, and if moving in the summer, avoid packaging things that can melt or get heat damaged in a truck, like candles or electronics, as the moving trucks do tend to get hot. And ensure the movers are waterproofing items, because we do get those afternoon rainstorms here in Florida as well. So another thing to consider is timing your move. The most popular time to move to Sarasota is spring and fall, because summer is very warm, but it's actually when a lot of real estate closings do happen. People purchase in winter and springs and then move in the summer. Summer moves mean dealing with the heat, so have cool drinks handy, and maybe plan to move essentials in the morning or late afternoon. Winter moves mean more traffic, all the snowbirds on the road, but milder weather. There's no wrong time, just plan for what each season entails. If you have flexibility, sometimes moving companies charge less in off-peak times. Summer might actually be slightly cheaper for Florida, since many moves happen in the spring, it seems like. And then the 5th thing, set up utilities and licenses. Before moving in, arrange to get your utilities, so your electric, water, internet, gas, if you're like in Lakewood Ranch, there's natural gas, turned on for your move-in day. FPL, Florida Power and Light, is the main electronic provider. There's Peace River and Lakewood Ranch as well. And we have various options for cable internet like Comcast, Xfinity, Frontier, and then other options. But once you are a resident, you'll need to get a Florida's driver's license and register your vehicle. Florida has a one-time vehicle registration fee for new residents, FYI, what they hit you with. You have 30 days after establishing residency to get that done, and the local DMV offices do get busy, so make an appointment online ahead of time and don't forget to register to vote in Florida if you're so inclined. And then 6, healthcare setup. Transfer prescriptions to a local pharmacy. So whether that's Publix, CVS, Walgreens, they're everywhere. Do you take specialized meds? Locate a nearby pharmacy that stocks them. Also find new doctors, primary care, and any specialists you need. As I said earlier, some doctors have wait lists, so it's worth starting this process early, maybe even before you move or right when you arrive. Sarasota has a large medical community, tons of options, but the best practices do fill up. And then 7, the last tip, and I've kind of alluded to this a lot throughout the whole entire video, but definitely get involved immediately. After you move, don't sit in your new home and wondering what to do. Dive into the community, attend a local event or neighborhood or a block party. If your community has a clubhouse or a social, go say hello. Maybe join Nextdoor. Nextdoor is a very popular app here with tons of people communicating and socializing on it. And it's a great place to get local recommendations. The sooner you build your network, the sooner Sarasota feels like home. I often introduce new clients to each other or to neighbors, especially if I'm sold into that community previously, as I know their community, and that helps too. And then again, like I said, a lot of these communities do have social elements built into them, so just take advantage of that. Now, moving and logistics. If you're moving from afar, consider if you want to drive your car down or have it shipped. Several reliable auto transport companies can haul your car so you can fly instead of road tripping. A lot of clients doing that. For your belongings, compare a full service mover versus a U-Pack, and then they drive, or services like Pods or U-Pack. There's tons of options out there. Some retirees actually make it an adventure doing a leisure road trip to Florida, and people like the snowbirds are doing that oftentimes every year anyways. But it doesn't obviously matter what you do, but there are tons of options, and everyone kind of is catering to what their preference is. So just know that there are tons of options on that side. And then a key tip would be to stay organized. Make a moving checklist. Actually, there are plenty of online moving checklists you can print, including tasks like changing address with the USPS or banks or insurance subscriptions, transferring insurance policies, setting up Florida insurance, whether your car or home. I can help you with that stuff, and so on. Keep important documents handy. Don't pack your house closing docs in some random box. Keep those with you. And then lastly, the next steps. If you're seriously considering the move, get in touch with me or a relocation specialist. Often I provide a free Sarasota relocation guide PDF packed with a lot of info that we discussed. You can check the link in the description for that, or email me directly. I'm more than happy to email that over to you. We can schedule a call to discuss your needs, your budget, your timeline, and I can start sending you some home listings to review so you get a feel for what's available in your home price range in different communities and areas. Also, start connecting with the Sarasota community virtually. Join some Facebook groups like Moving to Sarasota or Sarasota Locals. Probably get hit up by a lot of realtors, which is funny. You can ask questions there and see what residents chat about. It's a good way to take the pulse of the community. If you decide Sarasota is the one, I want to welcome you in advance. It's an exciting journey, and also I know it's daunting to uproot and start in a new place, but I truly believe, and have heard from many, that the quality of life here makes it worth it. And I'll help you get through that move step by step. All right, we're almost done. Let's wrap up with a quick recap and a warm invitation from me to you. We've covered a ton of ground today. It's a very long video. Thanks for sticking it out. From the sunny shores of Siesta Key to the suburban comforts of Lakewood Ranch, from cost of living stats to the best place to grab a grouper sandwich. By now, I hope you can picture your life here in Sarasota area. Just imagine waking up to sunshine, heading out to meet your new friends for a round of golf or a stroll on the beach, learning something new at the art class in the afternoon, or capping the day watching a fiery sunset with a cool drink in hand. This isn't a vacation itinerary. It could be your everyday life when you relocate to Sarasota. Every relocation journey is unique. I'm here to help make yours as smooth as possible. If you found this guide helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. I regularly post. I'm posting a couple times a week videos about Florida living, specific neighborhood tours, market updates, and more high-value content to help you. And if you're feeling the spark, thinking, yes, Sarasota might be the place for me, and let's take the next step, reach out to me directly. My contact info is on the screen in the description below. Whether you need more info, want me to email you the free Sarasota relocation guide, or you're ready to start looking at homes, I've got you covered. I'm not just a YouTuber, I'm a broker who loves helping people find their Florida dream home. Drop a comment if you have lingering questions. I respond to all of them. Or if you're already a Sarasota local, comment with your own insider tips for our viewers, because I'm sure they would love to hear from you as well. Let's get a conversation going. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me. Making a big move is a big decision, but this ultimate guide has given you knowledge and confidence to pursue that Sarasota lifestyle that you deserve. Again, Ryan Zachos, welcome in advance to the Sarasota family. Whenever you arrive, whether it's next week or next year, I'll be here to say hello and maybe show you around town. Until then, stay safe, stay excited, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. I just want to pop on real quick and tell you a little bit about who I am and who we are here at Zachos Realty and Design Group. I'm Ryan Zachos, as you heard throughout the video. I was born and raised here in Sarasota. I currently live with my family in Lakewood Ranch. Started this firm with my father about 8 years ago or so. We have an office in downtown Sarasota and downtown Venice. He actually lives on Venice Island. My father relocated here from Michigan, and it was his first career out of college at Michigan State, was a police officer here in Sarasota County at the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. My mom relocated here from New Jersey when she was actually a child, so they have both relocated here from out of state, but it afforded me the opportunity to actually be born and raised here. So I spent my first 18 years living in Sarasota proper, and then now with my family, we live in Lakewood Ranch. I absolutely love everything about the Gulf Coast of Florida. I've worked in St. Pete, I've worked in Tampa, I lived in Sarasota. My parents currently live in Venice Island. I have sold a lot of stuff in Wellen Park. I'm passionate about this area, and I think that it offers an unbelievable lifestyle that is unparalleled to anything else in the state of Florida, let alone the country. I do think that being born and raised here, it provides me the opportunity to provide insight into communities, into areas that a lot of agents don't know. There are a lot of agents, there's 10,000 plus agents here locally, and a lot of those agents actually aren't from here or haven't lived here that very long at all. So being from here, I have had the privilege of building relationships with tons and tons of vendors in every industry you could think of, but then also just having that intimate knowledge of each community and each area, whether it's a pocket of Sarasota or a pocket of Venice or Lakewood Ranch, whatever that consists. So I do think that I can provide that value in great detail for you and help you in understanding what your relocation goals are and helping you achieve that in what kind of home and community you want to ultimately be in. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions at all. I would love to be a resource for you, and I hope I can meet you one day. Thanks. Talk to you soon.